I'm Bobby J and welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about pulling doubles. You know, some folks, maybe unexperienced folks, think that it's a no-no or maybe even taboo, that it's going to result in wagging the tail so hard that you're going to have this fiery crash that everyone dies for miles in every direction. But, you know, doubles are actually about as common as it gets in Class 8 trucks. In fact, some states like Oregon and Washington, for example, you can even pull triples. Not triple towing, whatever that is. Triples, 3 trailers. And some states only allow doubles. But back to Class 3 through 5 truck, I've noticed lately, and on YouTube, seeing stuff come up on my own YouTube feed, doubles are becoming more and more popular. Now, I don't recommend it necessarily for everyone, because the difference between Class 3 and through 5 and your Class 8 is you've got what's supposed to be qualified commercial truck drivers, rigs that are designed to do it. That's probably the biggest issue there in Class 8 that supports pulling doubles. It doesn't mean that you can't do it in Class 3 through 5, but you need to be doing it right. And so I see, especially an uptick in the RV crowd, the recreational crowd, and I see things thrown around like double towing and triple towing, and I don't even really know what that even means. The triple tow, you got 2 trailers and you got the tractor. That's what it's called. So you've got 3 vessels. It's not, the tractor is not in tow. It is not a towable vehicle. It is the tractor. So it's just, you got doubles or you got triples. That's what we call it in the commercial world. So I don't necessarily recommend it in the RV world, recreational world, unless you're qualified to do it. You know, you've got to have a Class A and you have to have a doubles endorsement. That's important. But hey, you know, I tell you, commercial world, you know, you stick a small little skid steer on a little 2-axle trailer and DOT says, whoa, buddy, whoa there. No, I don't think so. But, you know, you can have yourself a big, huge diesel pusher motorhome pulling your 84-foot offshore powerboat with your 4-seater turbo razor in tow and get pulled over. You got nothing but a Class C learner's permit, and DOT says, you're good to go. You're good to go. So, hey, you guys can get away with a lot of stuff. So this episode, this is all about the ins and outs of what it's like pulling doubles on a daily basis, your setup to make sure you're doing it correctly, hooking and unhooking, and last, my personal favorite, they say it can be done, backing up with doubles. Not only just backing up in a straight line, but backing up around a corner. How about that? Let's get into it. So the first question might be, why pull doubles in the first place versus just one long trailer? Well, starting out with Class 8, where doubles originated from, the main thing is you could pull a single trailer in the 48 to 50 foot range versus a pair of 28s that gave you 56 feet of total deck space. There's the difference there with doubles. Now over to back to a Class 3 through 5 truck. One of the main reasons you'll see is because each trailer has a different role in the setup. As you can see with my setup, the majority is I'm either running my nurse spray trailer setup as the semi-trailer, and then I've got the spray rig itself on the second trailer, or my dump trailer as the semi and my skid steer as on the secondary trailer. 2 trailers performing 2 separate roles, but being able to efficiently move both of those separate roles in one single trip. Proper setup is vital to the safety of this style of setup. A good hitch on your semi-trailer, safety chains, pass-through wiring, so that the pull trailer has proper functioning lights and brakes just as it would if it was hooked up to the back of the tractor itself. Proper tongue weight is also very important, especially on the pull trailer, the second trailer. Just as how if you don't have enough tongue weight, you can wind up and get a wobble back and forth, or wagging the tail, as they say. That's where it can be amplified when you are pulling doubles, and you really can get that sway. But when you are properly loaded, it goes down the road straight as an arrow at some speeds I'm not willing to admit. Hooking and unhooking the second trailer is quite simple. It's just like hooking up to the truck. I don't know really why some people make it out to be such this monumental task. Now the maneuver that I need to do is I need to back up and, viewing from an aerial view, make a left-hand arch towards the passenger side to get this rear trailer parked into position to drop it and switch to a different trailer. So this video is sped up at twice the speed, so I am going twice actual speed. But you can see here is where I'm in a little bit of trouble. Is I didn't get enough arch going, so I got to make my first correction right there. When you start getting the truck turned quite a bit, that's when you know that you're in trouble. But then now I did make a decent recovery. I've got a pretty nice arch coming back here. I'm getting a little screwed up. Got to make correction number 2. And then coming on back. Backing up straight is a heck of a lot easier than making a turn, that's for sure. But then my next concern is, in this spot, I would like to be able to swing the truck over further in the front towards the driver's side, but obviously I don't want to hook my 22 up against those trailers, so it is what it is. But all in all, not bad. The trailer is in position. And then after getting out and looking, I decided, no, I want to scoot that trailer over further to give myself over on that driver's side room for another trailer. So here I come on back. A little white car actually drove into my driveway and kind of distracted me. So I probably could have gotten away with maybe one less correction. But there's my first correction there. Coming on back, I actually have to make a second correction. I hate getting distracted, but you know what? It is what it is. It's hard to make a perfect backup with doubles, but there we go. Got her into position where I want it. So now I have over on that driver's side, I have room now to get in there with another trailer and drop that. Now, getting hooked up. If people try to say, oh man, it's so difficult getting hooked up to a second trailer. Look, hooking the pickup up to a trailer, that's easy. That's easy. So people think that's hard to do. And now getting backed up, you can see I come way out. The reason why I come so far out is because I am trying to get things lined up really well. I want to come back. I don't want to come in at any kind of an angle. I want to come in directly straight towards that second trailer so that I can line up both the right hand and left hand corners or rub rail lined up then with the second trailer, and start slowing down and just ease it back, and boom. You notice, oh, there's a little white car if you happen to notice, which turned out to be a buddy of mine that was in a rental car. So you can see I'm coming back to check, and I want to make sure whenever I'm trying to hook up, a lot of times I do stop early to make sure I don't bang anything. That's the worst, you don't want to bend any jacks. But one shot, hole in one. Okay, yeah, that was a hole in one. Now, I'll admit that doesn't happen every time, but it does happen more than, because that wasn't honest. That was not, if you watch the clip, there's no breaks. That is one solid piece of footage from the beginning to the end. And it just boils down to experience, doing this all the time. You got to get things lined up. You know, you're looking in your mirrors and for me, I know how far those fenders are supposed to stick out from right here, from the corner of this trailer. So I just get it lined up on both sides, and 90% of the time I'm damn close. So there it is. I gotta get hooked up, get filled up with water. I gotta get the heck out of here. See you at the next spot. Now this is actually an old clip that I made, and funny story kind of slightly behind this one is I was on Facebook, and I don't know, this conversation came up about doubles, and someone says, yeah, but you can't back up with doubles. And I said, well, I do it. It's possible with the right amount of practice, with enough practice, Right on
you
this
can learn how
straight
to back
line
up with
right
doubles.
over
And the
here.
guy responded and said, no, you can't. And you can't back up with doubles either. Videos to prove it, or you can't back up. So I said, okay, and went out and made myself a video. And this was it, of just backing up on a straight line and kind of scooting over and trying to actually follow the scale and get on, scoot over a little bit, then get on a straight line. So I did post the video about 15 minutes later after he commented, and then so not a surprise, and never heard anything back. Now this maneuver here, this was more for practice. I didn't necessarily need to do this, but I wanted to do this both for the video and for my own practice because I haven't had to do this in this particular spot. So the video is sped up twice as fast so that we're not taking forever to do this. But what the plan here is make a sharp arch there to the left, and right where the back of the trailer is, that's actually, we can't see it from aerial, but that is a big drop off into the green. So I got to make my first correction here. I'm getting messed up. And give it another try here. This is tricky because I cannot see anything out the back of my 22 with all the boxes. Okay, and this is unfortunate where I got a low battery warning on the drone. Drone sends itself back to where it was, where it took off from. Got the battery changed. We're back in the air, and we're still in the same spot where we left off. Now, it looks like I'm practically rubbing those trees. I'm not. You're seeing from the aerial, you're seeing as the top of the tree is the widest. Down below, there's more room. So no, the trailer or the truck did not touch. And I'm a little bit messed up. Got to make another correction. But getting pretty close, and I feel like this was a success. Now, unfortunately, the battery, my secondary battery from the drone was not fully charged, so I didn't have quite enough footage, but I'm getting myself, got to make a correction here. And I think I actually put it in four-wheel drive because I wanted to not, push on it so hard and reverse, because this is kind of a little bit tricky. So there's a drop off there, but I did make it around the bend. And if I needed to back up further, yeah, see, I lose then low battery on the second battery, unfortunately. But I felt like at that point, I did make it. I made it to a point where I would have had to make yet one more correction, and then I could have backed down there because then the road was straight.
Thanks for watching. See ya.